Hello everyone and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, where we break down the stories making waves across the nation. Today we have a fairy one. It's about accountability, billions of naira, and a government agency in the hot seat. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, as we all know, NAFDAC, was recently summoned by the House of Representative Committee on NAFDAC to explain its finances. The core of the matter: the committee wants a detailed, itemized breakdown of a staggering 2.5 billion naira, which NAFDAC allegedly generated from raids on drug markets like Aba, Onitsha, Idumota, and the rest of them. But what was supposed to be a routine oversight hearing quickly turned into a masterclass in legislative frustration, led by the committee's chairperson, Honorable Regina Akume. The committee was not impressed with the documents provided. They felt the work was incomplete and the answers were vague. Let's not waste time anymore. Watch exactly how it all went down. So sit back and take a watch.
I have a feeling what I'm seeing all these papers is that the work has not been completely done. I would like to give you time to go back and work on this. The Honorable talked about how much have you been paid into the account, what goes in and what goes on. You haven't talked about that. So we want to see things like that. Now, we have the pharmaceutical people sitting down there, and if we stay with you 2-3 hours, it's going to be the same thing. So I want to give you time to go back and answer the questions that we have not even gone halfway. So please.
What goes is there?
No, we can't do that, man. We can't do that. We want to see how much have you put into the bank? What were you collecting? How much went into the bank? How much have you withdrawn? What have you used the money to do? These are the things we want to know. Because if the alert is like when she cried and came to us that they will only have 4-point-something billion, we wrote that the money was paid and nobody's told us anything about it. We never got anything from her. We're only hearing it today. So wait a minute. We are not children here. We know what we're here to do. And I'm just keeping my cool because I know that there is need for us to work together as a committee, and so that you will tell us what your own problems are and where we can come in. As we came in, you got 4-point-something billion. Nobody told us. The chairman of health committee, Senator Banigo, is not aware of this. So, give us a break. Let's do what is right. Now, I'm going to give you more time to go back and see how you can rearrange yourself and come back to us.
What we are saying is how much is realized at Onitsha? Why can't you produce that? Can't it be done? How much is realized at Lagos? And the what? Aba. That's what we are saying. Then sum total. Aba, Onitsha, Lagos, total. This is the total amount realized. How much deducted on source? This. How much remaining? This. Expenditure. This. Simple. That's what we want. It's as simple as ABC.
Wow, let's break down what we've just witnessed because there was a lot to unpack there. For the first 2.5 minutes, we saw the chairperson, Honorable Regina Akume, meticulously take apart the presentation from the NAFDAC. She wasn't yelling, but her message was crystal clear and sharp as a razor. She said, and I quote, "I have a feeling from what I am saying on all these papers is that the work has not been completely done." She pointed out that the committee asked for specifics: how much money was paid into the account, what goes in and what goes out. These are fundamental questions of accounting, yet she claims NAFDAC failed to provide those details. She even had to school them on the basics of financial reporting for an investigation like this, demanding to know how much was collected, how much was banked, how much was withdrawn, and what the withdrawn money was used for. And then another passionate committee member, Honorable Chinedu Oga, came in, making it even more direct. He wasn't having any of it. He demanded to know the city by city, market by market, how much is realized at Onitsha, how much is realized at Lagos and Aba. This wasn't just a general inquiry anymore. This was a specific, targeted demand for a clear audit trail. The committee has essentially sent NAFDAC back to their office to do their homework properly and return with the right answers. The message was unmistakable. We are not children here. Don't waste our time. Now, for my own critical take on this. This is more than just a dramatic hearing. It's a fundamental test of our democratic institution. First, let's talk about principle of oversight. What we saw from Honorable Regina Akume and her committee is exactly what legislative oversight is supposed to look like. It is the legislature holding the executive branch and its agencies accountable to the people. They are asking the question that every Nigerian should be asking: where is the money? When an agency like NAFDAC conducts raids and seizes goods or generates funds, that money belongs to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is not personal or agency money to be spent without a clear, transparent record. The committee is doing its job, and frankly, they are doing it well by refusing to accept incomplete information. Second, this raises serious questions about preparedness and transparency at NAFDAC. To appear before a House committee investigating a 2.5 billion naira issue without a detailed, ledger-styled breakdown is, to put it mildly, deeply unprofessional. It gives the impression of either incompetence, that they don't have their records in order, or it gives the impression of obfuscation, that they are deliberately being vague. Either way, it's a terrible look for such a critical agency. Why should you, the average Nigerians, care about this? Because NAFDAC is the gatekeeper of our health and safety. We trust them to ensure the food we eat and the drug we use are safe. If the agency cannot be transparent about its own finances, how can we have absolute trust in its regulatory functions? Accountability is not selective. An organization that is meticulous about regulating others must be first and foremost meticulous about its own internal affairs. They claim that over 4 billion naira was released to them, and even the chairman of the Senate Health Committee was unaware, is another major red flag. It points to a communication breakdown and a culture of opacity that must be corrected. So, what happened now? NAFDAC has been given a clear directive: go back, get your books in order, and come back with a presentation that represents the intelligence and the constitutional mandate of the House of Representatives. This story is far from over. We will be watching to see what they bring back to the committee. Will they provide the detailed breakdown, or will they come back with more excuses? And that's the big question I leave you with today. Do you think this is a simple case of poor bookkeeping and preparation? Or is there a deliberate attempt to hide how these funds were managed? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I read every single one. If you found this breakdown insightful, please hit the like button, share this video so more people can be informed, and of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to Oba's Trending Gists for more deep dive into the issues that shape our country. I am Oba, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.